If you're serious about getting into cybersecurity but feel overwhelmed by where to start, then this video is for you. Today I'm breaking down exactly how I would learn cybersecurity even if I had no experience. We'll cover how to land a cybersecurity job without a degree, the top cybersecurity roles in demand for 2025, how to pass an interview, and how to negotiate the best salary. This video is for career changers, it's for students or even IT professionals looking to transition into cybersecurity. And trust me, by the end you'll have a very clear, actionable roadmap to kickstart or accelerate your cybersecurity career. So stick around, take notes, and let's get started with how I would learn cybersecurity from scratch. If you're thinking about starting your journey into cybersecurity, there's never been a better time to learn. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I would learn cybersecurity if I was starting from scratch in 2025. Hey everyone, I'm Luke, a career coach and recruiter with over 13 years of experience. If you find the content helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone looking to break into cybersecurity. Let's get straight to it. Step 1, CompTIA Network Plus. Now, first up, I would look at getting the CompTIA Network Plus certification. Now, you might be wondering why start with networking. Here's the deal. Networks are the foundation of everything in IT. As a cybersecurity professional, you need to understand how data moves from point A to point B. When you grasp the ins and outs of networking, like protocols, routing, and how devices talk to each other, you're building a solid foundation that will help you understand how attacks happen and, more importantly, how to stop them. For instance, imagine a scenario where a hacker is attempting to exploit vulnerabilities in a company's network. Well, without understanding how firewalls, IP addresses, or subnetting work, it's almost impossible to pinpoint how the attack is happening or where to strengthen defenses. Networking knowledge gives you the ability to anticipate potential risks and troubleshoot issues quickly, which is invaluable in cybersecurity. Additionally, many cybersecurity tools and technologies like intrusion detection systems and networking monitoring tools require a very deep understanding of networking concepts to use effectively. Networking is the bedrock of cybersecurity. Without this knowledge, you're navigating blind. So I would definitely recommend looking at this first. Now moving on to step 2. The CompTIA Security Plus. Once you have a good handle on networking, the next logical step is CompTIA Security Plus. This certification is like your gateway into the world of cybersecurity. It covers a little bit of everything. It covers threat analysis, it covers incident response, identity management, and much, much more. It's designed to give you a broad overview of what cybersecurity looks like in real-life scenarios. This certification isn't just about learning to detect threats, it's about understanding why these threats happen, what hackers are after, and how you can build a resilient defense. Plus, having Security Plus under your belt tells employers that you know the essentials. It's often considered the baseline for entry-level positions. So by combining the Network Plus and the Security Plus, you're in a fantastic position and set yourself up extremely well for a career in cybersecurity. Step 3, choose your path. Now that you've the basics down, it's time to choose your path. This is where cybersecurity starts to get really exciting because you can tailor your journey to your interests. Are you fascinated by finding vulnerabilities? Then ethical hacking might be for you. Maybe you want to secure companies as they migrate to the cloud. And I've got to tell you, cloud security is one of the most in-demand areas right now. Or maybe digital forensics, analyzing what happened after an incident sparks your interest. Well, each path has its own unique challenges and opportunities, so think about what excites you the most. If you're leaning towards cloud security, I'd recommend looking at certifications like the AWS Certified Security Specialty or the CCSP. Now, I've actually done a video that talks through these two certifications in more detail, and I'll leave it in the link below. Both these certifications are highly respected and can open doors to working with big companies that are transitioning to the cloud. Step 4, start networking. This next step is so critical, yet it's often overlooked. Networking with people. While you're working through these certifications, start building connections in the industry. It's not just what you know, it's often who you know that opens doors. Join forums, participate in Reddit threads about cybersecurity, and engage on platforms like X and LinkedIn. These communities are full of people who are on the same journey as you are or already working in the industry. You'd be amazed at the opportunities that arise from putting yourself out there. One single conversation on LinkedIn or X could lead to a mentorship, a job offer, or just a valuable piece of advice that helps you in an interview. I can't stress this enough about networking. It is something that I work really hard on. It's something that I'm always looking to network more. It's opened doors up so many times in my career, and I really really recommend you do this. Step 5, gain practical experience through internship. This is where everything you've learned starts to make sense. Cybersecurity is a highly practical field, and no amount of theoretical knowledge can fully prepare you for the dynamic challenges you'll face in the real world. Internships, whether they're paid or unpaid, give you a peek behind the curtain. You'll gain insights into how cybersecurity teams function. You'll find out the tools they use and the types of challenges that they tackle on a daily basis. This hands-on experience will help you connect the dots between what you've learned in your certifications and how these concepts are applied in a professional work setting. The truth is, employers value practical experience just as much as certifications. In fact, you could argue more. But internships not only help you build your technical skills, but also demonstrate to employers that you're proactive and you're willing to learn. So while you're learning, start applying for internships, whether it's with a big company, a small firm, or even a startup. If you need help with this, reach out to me. I'm happy to advise where possible. Even if you think you're not ready, just put yourself out there. You'll be surprised by how much you learn simply by immersing yourself in the work. And remember, internships are as much about growth as they are about contributing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to learn and adapt. Now, before I move on, some of you may have thought about boot camps, and this is definitely a possible option. But I'm not going to go into it in today's video. I'm going to do a separate video where I discuss all about boot camps, the pros and cons for them, and potentially some options for you to look at. So stay tuned for that. So by the time you've completed these certifications, you've built some real connections, and you've gotten your hands dirty in an internship, you'll be in excellent position to land your first role in cybersecurity. This journey isn't about running through, it's about building up your skills step by step and growing your confidence. So if you're ready to start protecting what matters and embark on an exciting career, this is the roadmap I'd follow if I was starting from scratch in 2025. Now that you know how I would learn cybersecurity, let's talk about a big question. Can you get hired in cybersecurity without a degree? The short answer, yes. And in this section, I'll show you exactly how to do it, from certifications to hands-on experience and the skills that really matter to employers. We're going to talk about 5 incredibly important skills to set yourself up for a cybersecurity career in 2025. No degree? No problem. Let's dive in. Oh, and if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing and join the community. So first up, we have Python. Now, why Python? Because it's the Swiss Army knife of programming languages in cybersecurity. It's not just about writing code, it's about automating your work. You see, with Python, you can script repetitive tasks, you can analyze log files for anomalies, or even craft your own security tools. For instance, you can write Python with libraries for network packet manipulation, or write scripts to automate penetration testing with tools like Metasploit. Learning Python also means you're better prepared to understand and interact with many cybersecurity tools that use Python as their scripting language. So it's about time efficiency, and in cybersecurity, timing of the essence. Python's fast community means there's a wealth of resources for cybersecurity, from open source projects or cryptographic functions to forums where you can learn from other security professionals. You're never alone in the learning journey. So when we talk about Python in cybersecurity, we're talking about leveraging its power to make your security practices more robust, more responsive and proactive. It's about turning time-consuming tasks into efficient processes, giving you more time to think strategically about security. In 2025, being adept in Python isn't just an advantage, it's almost a necessity in the cybersecurity field. Next, we have Linux. Now, Linux isn't just an operating system, it's a security philosophy. Most servers run on Linux, and understanding Linux means you're well equipped to secure and maintain where you can hack into these systems, legally of course. From basic command line operations to advanced configurations like securing SSH access or managing SE Linux policies, Linux knowledge is essential. It's also about understanding how vulnerabilities can be exploited on Linux systems. For example, learning to harden a Linux server against common attacks or setting up intrusion detection systems like Snort can give you a significant edge. The vast majority of servers on the internet run on Linux, from web servers to databases. So understanding Linux means you're directly addressing the environment where most cyber threats occur. If you can secure a Linux server, you're securing the backbone of the internet. Linux open source nature promotes transparency, allowing security professionals to scrutinize every line of code for vulnerabilities. This philosophy leads to a community-driven approach to security where patches and fixes are developed rapidly and collaboratively. So when we talk about Linux and cybersecurity, we're discussing a platform that not only hosts the infrastructure you protect, but also protects the tools and philosophies to secure it. In 2025, knowing Linux isn't just about being tech savvy, it's about embracing a security mindset that's essential in the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threat. Okay, moving on to ePortfolio. So let's talk about this. Your ePortfolio isn't just a collection of your work, it's your narrative. It's where you showcase your projects, your Python scripts, your Linux setups, and any cybersecurity challenges you've tackled. Think of it as your digital showroom where potential employers can see not just what you know, but how you apply it. Include case studies where you've detected or mitigated a security threat. Show off your GitHub repo with security scripts, or even share blogs or YouTube videos explaining complex security concepts. Your ePortfolio is essentially your personal brand in the cybersecurity industry. It's how you differentiate yourself from others. By curating content that reflects your skills, experience, and passion for cybersecurity, you establish a unique identity that employers remember. Nothing speaks more to your capability than real-world applications of your knowledge. Write out case studies where you've identified, analyzed, or mitigated security threats. These could range from simple phishing detection to more complex incident response scenarios. In the cybersecurity landscape of 2025, where practical experience and problem-solving skills are highly valued, your ePortfolio will be your digital handshake. It's where you narrate your professional journey, where you showcase your problem-solving prowess, and ultimately, it's what will make you stand out in a crowded field. So remember, in cybersecurity, it's not just about what you know, it's about demonstrating how you apply that knowledge to make systems safer. Okay, next up, Home Lab. This is really important. A home lab is your personal cyber range. Here you can safely experiment with everything from setting up VPNs to configuring firewalls to even simulated cyber attacks in a controlled environment. Imagine having a space where you could practice setting up SIEM or play with different intrusion detection setups. It's about getting hands-on experience with real networking equipment or virtual machines. This hands-on experience is priceless in cybersecurity because it's all about dealing with real-world scenarios. Now, whether it's an old laptop turned into a server or even a sophisticated setup, your home lab is where you turn theory into practice. A home lab turns theoretical knowledge into practical skills. It's one thing to read about how to secure a web server. It's another to actually do it, to troubleshoot issues and see the results of your security measures in action. You can tailor your home lab to focus on areas that you want to master. If you want to dive deeper into cloud security, then set up your own mini cloud. Curious about IoT security? Add some IoT devices to your network. Your home lab is where you bridge the gap between theory and practice, making you not just a student of cybersecurity, but a practitioner. And that's key. Whether it's a simple setup or a complex network, your home lab is your gateway to turning cybersecurity theory into actionable skills. Now, lastly, networking. Not just the technical kind, but the human kind. Platforms like LinkedIn, X, or even forums on Reddit are goldmines. They're places where you can connect with industry veterans, share your insights, or learn from other experiences. Networking in cybersecurity can mean the difference between knowing about an emerging threat or vulnerability and actually understanding its implications from someone who's dealt with it firsthand. Try to attend webinars, join cybersecurity groups, or participate in hackathons. Networking can lead to mentorship, it can lead to job opportunities, it can even lead to collaborative projects. Remember, in cybersecurity, who you know can be just as important as what you know. Now, once again, if you've watched my other videos, you will know that I'm always talking about networking. It's key. Adding networking as a skill will help you tremendously and open up doors for you in your career. If this is not something you're currently doing, then start now. Trust me. So there you have it. Python, Linux, an ePortfolio, a home lab, and networking through platforms like LinkedIn or X. These 5 skills are your ticket to a cybersecurity career in 2025. Whether you have a degree or not. Now, combine these with relevant certifications and you'll be in a fantastic position. They're about building a foundation that's both practical and visible to potential employers. Start today, keep learning, and engage with your community. Your journey in cybersecurity is much as about personal growth as it is about technical skill. So you now know how to get into cybersecurity, but what jobs are actually in demand? Let's break that down with the top cybersecurity roles for 2025. What they pay, and which one might be the best fit for you. Are you thinking about breaking into cybersecurity? Or maybe you're already in the field and want to know where the future opportunities lie. Well, stick around because today in this video, we're diving into 5 cybersecurity roles that are set to dominate in 2025. And make sure you stay to the end because number 5 is a prediction that I personally believe offers huge opportunities to cybersecurity professionals. Hey everyone, I'm Luke, and with almost 14 years of recruitment experience, I've helped countless professionals land their dream jobs. I'm here to help you navigate the ever-evolving cybersecurity job market with actionable insights and guidance. So let's jump straight into it. Role number 1, cloud security specialist. Let's face it, businesses are living in the cloud. From storing customer data to running entire applications, the cloud is the backbone of modern businesses. In fact, more than 90% of businesses today use cloud services in some capacity. Here's the challenge though, the more we use the cloud, the bigger the target becomes for hackers, for ransomware attacks, for misconfigured databases, and unauthorized access are just a few of the nightmares companies face. Cloud security specialists work tirelessly to ensure data is encrypted, that permissions are managed correctly, and systems are all robust enough to withstand cyber threats. Their role also extends to compliance. Regulations such as GDPR and CCPA demand that companies implement strict cloud security measures, and cloud security specialists make sure these boxes are checked. So how do we become a cloud security specialist? Well, I suggest you start with a strong foundation in IT and networking. Certifications like AWS Certified Security Specialty or the Google Professional Cloud Security Engineer are excellent stepping stones. But don't forget to build hands-on experience in cloud platforms through internships or personal projects. You're looking at an average salary of around $135,000 for this position. Moving on to role 2, a cybersecurity engineer. So think of them as the architects of cybersecurity infrastructure. They design and implement everything from firewalls to intrusion detection systems, ensuring that businesses are protected from both external and internal threats. This role is becoming increasingly crucial. Cybersecurity engineers ensure that even the smallest organizations have a fighting chance against cyber criminals. Cybersecurity engineers are proactive. They don't just wait for something to go wrong. They regularly conduct vulnerability assessments. They create detailed security policies, and they continuously monitor networks for suspicious activities. They also collaborate with other departments to educate employees on security best practices. So to become one, certifications like the CompTIA Security Plus, or if you're further along in your cyber security journey, look at the CISSP. Plus, getting hands-on experience in pen testing or network monitoring will make you stand out more to employers. You're looking at around an average salary of $105,000 per year for this position. Okay, role number 3, a cybersecurity analyst. They're the watchdogs of an organization's IT systems. They're constantly scanning for vulnerabilities. They're constantly detecting suspicious activities and responding to incidents in real time. In 2025, this role will be even more critical as companies adopt more complex technologies like AI or the Internet of Things. These advancements come with new vulnerabilities, and cybersecurity analysts will need to stay one step ahead of potential threats. To get started, I would recommend looking at certifications like the CompTIA Security Plus and the CompTIA Network Plus. Strong analytical skills, familiarity with SIEM tools, and an understanding of networking protocols are key. Starting in an IT help desk or support role can also give you the foundational experience needed to move into this position. You're looking at around an average salary of $90,000 to $95,000 per year. Okay, coming in at number 4 is the pen tester, also known as an ethical hacker. These professionals simulate cyber attacks on systems to identify vulnerabilities before real hackers can exploit them. Think of them as the ultimate problem solvers or the digital locksmiths. With cyber attacks increasing in both frequency and sophistication, organizations are invested heavily in ethical hacking. This isn't just a role, it's a necessity for companies that want to stay ahead of cyber criminals. So to become an ethical hacker, certifications like the Offensive Security Certified Professional, the OSCP, or the Certified Ethical Hacker, which is CEH, are great options. You'll need a solid grasp of tools like Metasploit, Wireshark, and Nmap, as well as programming skills in languages such as Python. Hands-on practice through Capture the Flag competitions is also highly recommended. You're looking at an average salary of around $120,000 for this position. Okay, finally, number 5, blockchain security analyst. Blockchain is no longer just about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It's now the backbone of industries like finance, healthcare, and even supply chain management. While blockchain is known for its security, it's not invincible. Weaknesses in smart contracts, in wallet breaches, can expose even the most secure systems. Blockchain security analysts are the experts who ensure these vulnerabilities are identified and mitigated. To become a blockchain security analyst, start with certifications like the Certified Blockchain Security Professional, the CBSP. You'll need expertise in cryptography, programming languages like Solidity, and an understanding of distributed ledger technology. Building your skills through blockchain-based projects or contributing to open source initiatives is a great way to gain hands-on experience. And I think this is going to be such a big area in the near future. I think 2025, we're going to see a huge increase in these positions coming on the market. So I definitely recommend having a look at this area. You're looking at an average salary of around 120 to 130,000 for this position. So there you have it. 5 cybersecurity roles that will be in massive demand in 2025. You have the cloud security specialist, the cybersecurity engineer, the cybersecurity analyst, pen tester, and blockchain security analyst. Each one offers a unique opportunity to not only build a rewarding career, but also to make a real difference in keeping our digital world safe. Now, landing an interview is one thing, but passing it is another. In this section, I'll walk you through the key strategies to ace your cybersecurity interviews, including how to answer technical and behavioral questions with confidence. Did you know it is estimated that there are over 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs around the world? The US alone has 750,000. The demand for cybersecurity experts is huge, but here's the catch. Interviews are getting tougher. It's not just about your technical skills. You have to stand out if you want to get your dream role in this very competitive field. The industry is growing fast, which means there are lots of opportunities, but also that employers are being really picky. They're looking for candidates who know the technical stuff, but also have that extra spark to shine during interviews. By the end of this video, you'll have a really good idea of how to prepare and smash your next interview. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Luke, and I help people in their cybersecurity career journeys. So whether you're just starting out or trying to move up, being confident in an interview makes all the difference. Let's dive in how you can ace your next interview and make a lasting impression. Let's get into it. Interviews can be intimidating, but with the right preparation, you can go in feeling ready and excited. Today, we're going to cover practical steps to help you stand out, how to show off your skills, and how to prove that you're the cybersecurity pro the business needs. Now, it's no lie, cybersecurity interviews can be really challenging. You're often asked to solve technical problems, answer tricky questions, and deal with time pressure, all while the interviewers are watching every step you do. It's normal to struggle, it really is. Not because you don't know the answers, but because explaining your thought process under pressure is hard. We've all been there. Sometimes you know the answer, but stress makes it hard to say the right words. On top of that, interviewers often throw unexpected scenarios at you to see how you think under pressure. These interviews are no longer just about technical knowledge. They're also about showing that you can stay calm, that you can think clearly, and that you can solve problems when things get tough. And trust me, they will get tough. So the question is, how do you get through these challenges and prove you're the right person for the job? Well, it's all about knowing your stuff and sharing it confidently and clearly. So let's take it back a step. It all starts with preparation. And this is critical in any interview you do. Firstly, research the company. I can't stress this enough. Understand who the business is, what they do, what cybersecurity challenges they may be facing, and think about how your skills can help them. Every company has its own issues, like keeping customer data safe or preventing attacks, and showing that you've done your homework tells them you're genuinely interested in their business. Now, you may be the perfect fit for the role, but if you can't answer any questions about the company that you're interviewing for, and you obviously haven't taken the time to research, trust me when I say the chances are you're not going to get that job. One very common part of cybersecurity interviews is scenario-based questions. Hiring managers may ask you how you would handle a specific incident, like a phishing attack or a system breach. It's a great idea to practice mock interviews where you explain how you would handle these situations. Now, ask your recruiter if you're using one, or if not, you can practice with a family member or a friend. It doesn't really matter who, but use that time to talk about how you would identify the issue, what steps you would take to reduce the damage, and how you would prevent it from happening again. By practicing these types of questions, it'll help you stay calm and confident during the real interview when it matters. Make sure to practice common interview questions, like explaining what encryption is or how you would respond to a data breach. There are many resources online, including practice videos that can make you feel more comfortable. Don't just practice what you'll say, but also how you'll say it. So imagine explaining these topics to someone without a technical background. Well, if you can do that, interviewers will notice. Make sure you stay updated on latest trends. Hiring managers want to know that you see what is happening in the industry, whether it's new ransomware or emerging threats in cloud security. Cybersecurity field changes so fast, and keeping up with it shows that you're passionate and serious about your profession. So here's the real key. Technical skills alone no longer will get you the job. Employers are looking for candidates who can explain things clearly, who can think fast and solve problems effectively. You may not always interview with just cybersecurity experts. Imagine explaining why encryption is important to a CEO or a stakeholder of the business who doesn't know technical details. Well, if you can make them understand and make them see why it matters, you're already standing out from the rest. Next, moving on to soft skills. Soft skills like clear communication, being a team player, and adapting to new situations can set you apart from other candidates. Companies want people who work well with others, who work well in teams, and who can help spread security awareness across the whole business. They want people who can adapt when things change, so showing you have these skills along with your technical knowledge will really improve your chances of getting hired. Now, I've done a video that talks through the importance of soft skills in cybersecurity, so I'll leave that in the description below. I really recommend you watch it, I think it will help. So this ties us to behavioural interview questions. These can be tricky. Hiring managers often ask these types of questions to understand your past experiences and to see how you would handle different situations. They might ask something like, tell me about a time you faced a big challenge and how you solved it. To answer these questions well, think of examples from your previous jobs or previous projects, even from a school or university assignment that related to cybersecurity. Now try and relate these experiences back to the skills needed at the job you're applying for. A great way to structure your answers to behavioural questions is using a method called the STAR method. Now, if you're unaware of this, the STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. So first describe the situation you were in. Then explain the task you had to accomplish. Next, talk about the actions you took to solve the problem. And finally, explain the result of those actions. By using this method, it helps you answer questions in a very clear and organised way. Now, trust me, this makes a big difference during interviews. It shows hiring managers not only what you did, but also how you approach solving problems, which is crucial in the field of cybersecurity. Make sure you do research on the STAR method. There's plenty of resources online, and I've also done another video that goes into it in a lot more detail, so check that out. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give a thumbs up. It helps support the channel and keeps you updated with the latest tips. And if you're looking for more advice on succeeding in your cybersecurity career, check out my newsletter, The Career Compass. It's packed with actionable tips, interview advice, and cybersecurity insights to help you stay ahead. Now, you can find the link in the description. Subscribe today and take your career to the next level. Okay, back to the video. Another important part of preparation is ensuring you understand cybersecurity's foundational concepts. In addition to understanding the basics, you should highlight any hands-on experience with cybersecurity tools. So if you've used SIM, which is Security Information and Event Management, if you've used these systems or firewalls or pen testing tools, don't forget to talk about that during your interview. Employers want to see that you've worked directly with tools that protect networks and identify threats. So even if you haven't used the exact tools that the business use, just by showing that you have experience in similar areas will make a big difference. When it comes to projects, be ready to talk about the cybersecurity projects you've worked on in the past. For example, maybe you set up a home lab where you simulated attacks to practice detecting them. Or perhaps you've built a network security system as part of a university project. You could also talk about projects like conducting a small business vulnerability assessment or even creating a web application threat model. It doesn't matter what, but make sure you can clearly explain what you did. You can explain why it was important and what results you got. Talk about the skills you used and the challenges you faced, and show how your work had an impact. By doing this, it shows interviewers that you not only understand the theory, but also know how to put it in practice. Another way to stand out is to be ready to talk about certifications. Now, these are a great way to prove your knowledge and skills. So if you have any certifications, don't forget to mention them and talk about how they have helped you build your expertise. But remember, also be ready to answer questions on why you chose that particular one. Certifications can make a big difference, especially when it comes to competing for jobs where many candidates have a similar skill set and a similar qualificational background. By discussing how the process of obtaining these certifications has helped you grow will impress employers. So even if you're planning to get a certification soon, just by mentioning it shows that you're serious about your career growth and you're committed to learning. One of the best ways to stand out in an interview is to always have questions ready for the interviewer. Always have a question ready. This shows that you're genuinely interested in the role and the company you're interviewing for. For example, you could ask about the company's security tools or even the challenges they're facing in cybersecurity. Showing curiosity about their specific tools and the threats they deal with can leave a strong impression with them. It also helps you understand if this is the kind of place you want to be. Remember, it's not just about them interviewing you, it's your chance to interview them. Employers love candidates who are proactive and eager to learn, and having good questions is a really easy way to show that. So let's go over what we talked about. Preparation is everything. Know the company, practice your answers, stay updated on industry trends. But just as important is how you come across in the interview. Confidence, clear communication, and good preparation are the keys to acing your cybersecurity interview. Remember, take a look at that soft skills video. It will help you here. You need to show both your technical skills and your ability to fit well within the team. Remember to use the STAR method for behavioural questions. Highlight any relevant certifications and talk about your projects that you've achieved or finished in detail. Be ready for scenario-based questions. Demonstrate your knowledge of cybersecurity tools, and please don't forget to ask insightful questions at the end of the interview. This makes more of a difference than you probably think. Now, by combining all these elements, it will make you stand out as a well-rounded and capable candidate. Okay, you've nailed the interview, but there's one more crucial step, and that's negotiating your salary. This is where many people leave money on the table, so I'll share insider tips to help you maximize your offer and get paid what you deserve. In today's video, we're diving into a topic that many people ask about, and that's salary negotiations and how to answer that tricky question. So let's get straight into it. Hi everyone, my name is Luke Goff, owner of Avidity Recruitment, where we talk about career advice, interview tips, and much, much more. So, what are your salary expectations? Now, whether you're in an interview, you're filling out an online application, or discussing a potential new role, knowing how to approach this question can make a big difference. It's an area that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with. I get it, it can be awkward to talk about money. However, answering this question right can make a big difference in what you actually get paid. As much as money isn't everyone's main driver, and that's fine if it isn't, but it would be great if you could get paid as much as possible for the work that you do. Ultimately, it's down to feeling like you're getting paid for what you feel you deserve and what the role you do for the company deserves. So before we talk about what to say to this question in an interview, I want to go through something that could come up during the application stage. Now, what if you're filling out an online application and there's a section asking for your desired salary? Avoid locking yourself into a specific number. Instead, you can use phrases like negotiable or competitive. This keeps your options open and leads to a discussion rather than a flat figure. Now, if you can't write that and it only lets you put in numbers, then my advice would be put a wide range in, not a specific number. Now, why do I say this? Well, if you put that you're looking for a salary of $70,000, then if successful in the interview process, you'll most likely be offered $70,000. However, maybe you could have got more. Most of your leverage would be gone because you stated what you wanted at the start of the interview process. So don't give a specific figure. Next up, who's going to actually ask you about your salary expectations? Well, typically it's either the external recruiter, the hiring manager, or the HR internal talent team. Hiring managers might ask you during an interview to gauge if your expectations align with their budget, whereas recruiters often check this early in the process to ensure a fit before moving forward. So let's break this down further. An external recruiter will want to know what your expectations are to make sure that you fit into the salary range that the company are offering. Now remember, it's okay to be a bit more specific on numbers with recruiters. They are on your side. They want to get you as much money as possible, as it benefits them. They can then discuss with you about what the role is offering and how you should approach this. A recruiter is there to find the company great candidates and get the candidate the best deal possible, so everyone is happy. Now, the interviewer may ask for your salary expectations to make sure you align with the budget available. They are, however, unlikely to push too much on this. It can happen. But if they have an internal HR talent team also conducted interviews, they know they will do this, which we'll get to now. When they ask you, they will try and get a specific number from you. They may want to save the business as much as possible, so they look good in front of their boss. But ultimately, they would like to make sure all parties are happy. So how to answer them is key. So what do you actually say when asked about your salary expectations? Here's a line you might consider. I'm looking for a salary that reflects my skills and experience, as well as the responsibilities of this role. Could you please share the salary range budgeted for this position? This is a great answer. It not only shows you're informed, but also flips the question back to the employer, making them reveal their hand first. It keeps it vague. And what you're essentially saying is, please tell me what the budget for the role is and we can go from there. Now, there are other ways to obviously answer this, but I feel if you ask this way, you can't really go wrong. So what if they push to get a number from you? Well, you still don't have to give an answer. Quick tip. If you're using an external recruiter, then you can say, I'd feel happier if you discuss this with, mention the recruiter's name. Salary isn't my main driver, but I would like to be compensated fairly and competitively. This then takes it out of your hands and you can let the recruiter negotiate it for you. Remember, you would have had this chat with them previously. Plus, you'll speak to them after the interview and can talk through a plan on what to say. Another thing to consider here is what position you may find yourself in. So let's talk about context. Your current job situation can greatly influence how you handle this question. If you're desperately looking for a job, you might be inclined to secure the position more than getting the best salary. However, if you're comfortable in your current role and just seeing what's out there, you have leverage to push for a better offer. If it's the latter, then there is nothing wrong in saying at the start of the process that you are looking for a set amount, because if they can't get to that, then there's no point in carrying on. For example, you may say, I'm looking for a minimum of $80,000. If that's not possible, well, you don't want to waste both parties' time. Another thing we need to talk about is salary transparency laws. Now, this does depend on where you are, but salary transparency laws might impact the conversation. Some places require employees to provide a pay range if asked, or even list it in the job posting. Knowing these laws can help you navigate salary discussions with more confidence, so bear this in mind. In the US, for example, many states now make it law for the company to provide the salary ranges in job descriptions. So after talking about all of this, one more thing to consider is to think beyond salary. Consider the whole compensation package, including benefits and perks. Pure cash might not be the biggest motivator for you. Maybe they offer other benefits such as a great pension or healthcare, or even a share scheme. This is worth thinking about when you decide what your expectations are. Negotiating salary doesn't have to be stressful. With the right preparation and mindset, you can navigate this conversation like a pro. And that's it, your ultimate roadmap to breaking into cybersecurity. Now you know how to learn the skills, land a job even without a degree, the best roles for 2025, how to ace interviews, and how to negotiate your salary like a pro. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, drop a comment below. What's your biggest challenge in getting into cybersecurity? Let's chat and start a discussion. Thank you all for watching so much. It really means a lot to me. Keep leveling up your career and I'll see you all in the next video.